What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Tig for the side chat. Back again. Again, hope you guys understand. Hope you guys are safe. Right now, you have to put up with me. I'm a little under the weather a little bit, but other than that, I'm here to go through some of the excuse me, the comments you guys have. Thank y'all for joining me last night for part two of college student loan debt as we go into that craziness to talk about it. Put my face on there. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing good. It's Friday. It's Friday night. You know what? We get all stuff. Right now we ain't got a chance to get everybody in, but hey, basically I have you guys, the fans. So let me read you some of your comments from the show from last night, and of course you guys can comment, of course, on it right now in the chat. Remember we have Facebook, YouTube, Tampa FM, Spotify, Nico, Live Now, and You Live. Excuse me. So, first of all, I wanna, give my little respects to the Queen of England as she passed away yesterday, and you know, seeing human beings being what they normally do, being disrespectful and being mean, as they don't. A lot of these people don't know the history of what they're talking about. Just because she's a white woman, you got so. And funny enough, you got a white woman to the white woman that, oh, you're horrible. What it was again? That I saw a professor. A professor said this. And I'm like, no wonder the schools are so messed up. I wonder if I can find that. I doubt I'll find it, but let me check to see if I'll find it. Cause it was crazy that a person, a professor would say this or say this about, because they don't know what they're talking about. They just don't know. No, I don't think I'll find it. Find it. Okay, so here's what it is. So right now we're gonna be like I said, she has the queen. Yes, she was the longest monarch of I think 70 years, and she was also a person who was breaking down the UK empire from her from her father's past and everything. So she did stuff that was good, but of course also she was the one who helped set up to get what was it, Churchill, and of course Margaret Thatcher and all that stuff when things need to be done and England needed to get stuff done. Thank goodness, because again, if it wasn't for her and of course Winston Churchill, a lot of people would be, let's put it this way, they would be not happy, because remember they stopped the Nazis from doing horrible stuff. But of course people don't want to talk about that kind of situation, of course. But RIP to her, let her rest in peace. And I'll say that to all my UK fans out there who watch True Temper FM. I mean, she wasn't perfect, just like any person's probably not perfect, but everybody has the ill wills, whatever. But she was not a horrible person. There's a lot of people have no respect and just don't have no, just, just nothing to, nothing. If you don't have nothing good to say, the old saying go. But we know how that works. All right. So last night, like I said before, we were talking about student loan debts, and there are part one and part two of this. Part one, I talked more about how people make crazier, how should I say this? Crazier use of their degrees, which of course did give money. Yeah, the crazy guy is talking about, oh, well, we did good. We did good. We have I took out $300,000 for a degree that ain't making no money. That barely makes any money. So that part right there is the part that like puzzles me in that regard, how people do that. It's not a good thing. And then last night we talked about how the colleges, how they're trying to dumb down the college students, as we always showed them doing it in high schools. They're trying to take away the SATs and ACT as well, so you can't get scholarships from that, or at least that you're not mismatched with schools. But they don't care. Excuse me. As the lady said last night, we want to get a lot of we want to get a lot of students in colleges so they could get more money. That's all it's all about. It's all about money and power, nothing else. Which is a sad thing. Money. That's all. But that's what they want. So, ain't nothing else we can do about that. So, with that said, again, like I said before, I apologize. A little under the weather, so my voice is not as strong as it is. And I'll have to clear my throat a couple of times, so I deeply apologize for that. So let us go into the comments. Let's see what you guys had to say from last night's show, and we go from there. Let's see. Ingrid Blanchard from New York, New York. Last month, I went into debt, $22,000 on credit card. This month, I'll go into $1,000 into debt. That $1,000 deficit reduction, I'll basically saving money. Oh, I get what you said. Yes, like last night when Corinne John Pierre saying that we didn't we because we didn't spend as much money as we did last time. That's a deficit. That's a deficit reduction. No, that's because you didn't spend as much money. You still made debt, which you shouldn't be in the first place. But they don't care. They don't care. Reaper Salon. If I pronounce the name wrong, I apologize. Um, Munchkin, Germany. I couldn't afford college myself. Finally got a wife, paid off. Finally got my wife's paid off a decade ago, and now I'm paying for strangers that I don't even know. Awesome. That's a deal that everybody wants to sign up with. That is true. No, get your sarcasm there. Bo Lorraine from Alabama, Mobile, Alabama. Rice was almost unprepared for that question, as Granholm was for how much oil does the nation use per day. This cabinet is a cloud show. It's sad that these people are, like you said, Tig, are just diversity hires. None of these people are good at what they're doing. They're just hired because they have a black or they're LGBT or something else. I'd rather have somebody who knows what they're doing before making these decisions. And you're correct. That's the same way I feel. That's why I said last night, I don't care what color. I do not care what color you are or who you have sex with, which is irrelevant to the point. But just give me facts, use the data right, and be knowledgeable. I gotta say, you gotta be full because everybody's ignorant, but be knowledgeable of what you're talking about, man. Shalabab Boop. Hey, Shalabab Boop from San Francisco, California. We won't. This she's yeah. They said it in a quotation marks. We won't know how much it costs until it's over. We must pass the bill so we can find out what's in it. Nancy Pelosi. Yep, yep. You remember that when she did the Obamacare, aka the Affordable Health Care Act. How much does it cost, Nancy Pelosi? Well, we have to pass the bill to find out how much it costs. I'm like, how about you don't? How about you find out how much it costs before you sign it? Because again, you would not do that. But that is crazy. Keo FIFA from Egypt. It's so tired to see these puppets lie constantly and not be held accountable. That is true. Jim Basoy from Kentucky. I'm offended by the comment that they are entitled to. These people signed up for the debt and therefore obliged to pay it off. They are not entitled to the money of taxes from other people. These people are just corrupt. That is true. Another one. J.R. Friendly. With my dying wallet breath, I hope more people see the ignorant hypocrisy who is running the government and their worst lies. And he's from New York. Here's the thing about that. You know what's funny about that is President Obama came out today. What I think I got it. He said that this is the Joe Biden is doing a great job, and he's doing a great job. Joe Biden is doing a great job, and this is the where it is doing way better than the last president. Which I get that shot because he's a Democrat and Republican. But he said this is the best America has been. I'm like, are you flipping crazy? You know what? No, Obama, you know what you're doing. That's crazy. People clap for that nonsense. Maybe high gas, low unemployment rate, not unemployment numbers, unemployment rate. I mean, sorry, the U6 numbers. I keep on getting that mixed up. The U6 numbers. Cause everybody else talking about, oh, we unemployment is low. Again, y'all are happy for getting 5,000 people, 500,000 people to get a job. Yeah, but again, how many people quit their jobs in that same month? 4.3 million people. Like I said before, 4.3 million, 500,000. I think I'd rather have the 4.3 million that quit their jobs. That would help. Because again, if they quit their jobs and they're not looking for jobs, they're not counted in the unemployment numbers. It's stupid that that's what it is. All right, so next person, Vash Akaski from Poland. Nothing is forgiven. The financial burden is shifted onto the backs of the middle and laboring class. They're trading their debt in for overall degradation of quality of life, lower take-home pay, and higher prices for everyone. Of course, most universities love this stupid idea because they discovered their degrees in X studies is worthless. Never receive a paycheck to see how much income taxes taken, or have paid property taxes. Yes, paid through their rent, but they don't understand that property taxes are raised because of their rent. A lot of people don't know that. That is true. I hope this causes people to reconsider hiring people with only high school diploma. They're not idiots. Most of them didn't want to borrow money to job market. Teach them the skills so they could be good in the good old days. They have to get rid of the bad habits so they could mold them. That is, I got you. good job, Vanash. I respect that one. Um, Mal what, Peruni. I hope I pronounced your name right. Again, not trying to be, you know, disrespectful of this. Oh, I didn't even know that was open there, which is my fault. Let me see.
Sure about that. Oh,
Okay. Oh, so you
look at the
guys
double.
there. I didn't even know you guys were there. It
Yo,
is
what's going
weird.
on?
Not much.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
we're live, so it made no difference. Just let you know that.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Just let you know that we're live.
I mean,
We're live,
Yeah.
everybody. We're live.
Yes, yes. I was going to the comments, so it looked like I got Kadoshi and a double A up in this joint. Yes. So
ex- excuse the noise. It's very hot. It's supposed to be raining. It's foggy out in LA. But it's still so humid I can barely breathe. And once the rain comes, it's gonna feel like R. Kelly got out of prison, and I'm one of his little girls.
will you stop? Good grief.
No.
I hate you. Okay. Well, like I said, these guys just joined it because I was about. Like I said, I just talking to the people who were doing the college student loan debt from last night, part two, and
Yeah,
just go to the comments that we have here. But like I said, it was just silliness last night. Yes, I see a lot of your stuff, and I let you said Anderson, but it's just crazy how these people did not know what they're talking about. These are the people in charge of making these decisions, and they don't even know what they're talking about. That's the scary part.
Well, we see the consequences of that every day now. And the problem is, we grew up during a time when things weren't that insane. So we actually got a frame of reference with people who were born afterwards or now. Yeah, they're not gonna know that. And it's a sad thing.
Yep, it is. It is a sad thing.
The way people frame it, for example, you think that black people got off the slave ships just a few years ago, and then nothing happened, and now it's the revolution. Also, that half white, half black guy who was president apparently never existed or something. I don't know.
Well, like I said, it was crazy. Like I just stated just a second ago, Obama just came out. He was in the White House. That he was saying that he again he's a Democrat, so we know that. But he said that this is the best the best America has been. I'm like, you smoking some stuff, or you're so cynical that you don't care. And of course, people
yeah,
people cheering and clap for it. I'm like, maybe unemployment be what it is, gas prices it is, inflation as it is, violence all over the place, criminals are getting out, all kind of craziness. Are you telling this is the best America is right now? You smoking some good stuff, man. I need some of
Remember,
that.
it's like King's Madness. Remember at the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender when
Yeah.
Aang snaps all the Fire Lords, and he's still delusional, being like, "I'm still gonna be king of the world," even though there's no firebending left. This is how these people are. You know, you look at comic book villains and their delusion. And you think this is so cartoonish. There's no way anybody could be that ridiculous. Well, guess what? People can be that ridiculous. People can act just like those comic book villains, those crazy cartoon characters that are so super lost in their delusion.
Yeah, we're dealing with what Mr. Burns, Lex Luthor, Wilson Fisk, Norman Osborn's all over the place.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, you wonder why people call, the current state of things clown world. I mean, you look at stuff like that, and there's reason enough for you. Reason enough for me to say, be like, yeah, this is bonkers.
Oh, it's
I just
bonkers
find it
going
kind
on.
of, I find it kind of funny though. Some of those people with their hair colored and with the ugly makeup they wear, they really are clowns. but they prefer the term quines.
Oh Lord, I'll leave you without that craziness. But they're that crazy. I learned
And then,
something.
Chi-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and then you got Chicago essentially legalizing criminality.
Well,
I mean
they always
that.
been.
It's more like
Yeah.
they're just
Well, you know what's
open and honest
funny? You know
about
what's funny about that? You got Lightfoot coming out saying what Greg Abbott, because he said a couple buses of a couple of illegal aliens up there, and she's like, "This is so wrong what he's doing." You know, I'm like, but you say you're a sanctuary city, you should have no problem with this. Why are you bitching?
Send these people to the gated communities, and they'll do something about it. You know,
Yep.
have them go to war with their guards. You know,
Yep.
shoot up their houses. Then they'll do. Then they'll be like, oh, hey, maybe we need to do something about it.
Well, Kenoshi,
But
that's
you know
what I'm
what?
praying happens. I work in that area. I just need to find a good vantage point where I won't get shot and some popcorn.
But the funny thing about it, what I'm saying is, it's funny about this is like, you guys are bitching and crying for a few immigrants while millions are coming to Texas and California and Arizona.
Well, hell, Mexico's crying about Americans hiding over there now too. So it goes
Oh,
both
trust
ways now.
me, that's a video. I got a video of that. That is so freaking hilarious. It's too funny. Let me see if we can find that video, and then maybe we could use it as a thing since we got the thing. 'Cause that shit was hilarious to me. I was like, you got to be kidding me, right?
My response is boo hoo hoo hoo. Suck it.
Well, and you are a Mexican American yourself.
Yeah, but all the time I go, what about your people? I always go, what people? Ugh, I get the stabs in the back, wounds in the back to prove it.
You mean you gotta stab wounds in the back to prove it?
Yeah, my people who never did anything for me except fail me and torment me.
Got you. Let me see
Yeah, and
if
then
find that video.
I actually saw a video of a guy sucker punching another guy, but the guy who got punched pulled out a gun. And let's just say the guy who sucker punched that guy felt like a sucker in his final moments. I probably shouldn't laugh as hard as I do every time I watch it. I'm over the edge by now.
and then you have that Eliza Fletcher woman who died by a man who was who has been known for committing multiple heinous crimes, but they just let him walk the streets.
Yep.
They're just kind of like, what? Okay.
Well, remember, if
Alright.
you don't get this
This is what some Mexicans
666
are calling
that they want a prison record, also gets them hot and bothered.
Like I'm just telling you, I'm just telling people that live in these big metropolitan areas, you know,
Get out.
if you can't get out, if you gotta go to some shady area to get a gun, it's time to start packing heat. Because you can't go running, you know, go out jogging at 4 a.m. in the morning expecting nothing to happen.
You can't go out jogging any time of the day where I live.
Yeah, it's L.A.
And my parents are talking about refinancing the house instead of getting the hell out.
They should call it the LD.
They waited until now to
Los
refinance the house.
Diablos.
Yeah, and they kind of want to use my ID for it, and I'm very scared about that.
No,
I want to get out.
Heck no. I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not let that happen, dude. I'm serious.
Shit.
They're gonna refinance their house. Oh,
On
that's
your
not a good idea.
with your ID, that means that you can't rent nothing else.
I told them I'm refusing.
I'm telling you, I'll just tell them I can't do nothing about that. Sorry.
Just pack my bags and get the heck out.
Because if you could refinance on that, you could refinance outside of the state.
I keep telling them it's time to move, time to move. They just want to stay here. They're afraid of the races in Arizona or Nevada or whatever.
But they still go to
They
Nevada.
bought-
But they still go to
And keep in
Nevada.
And keep in mind, we got robbed. a few years ago.
Yeah, in California. But you want to go? You don't want to go to the? But you go to Nevada for your vacations.
Oh, we're gonna be going for a fourth time in October. I'm like, at this point, let's just move. They don't want to.
No, but I'm being straight up honest with you. Do not let that happen. Do not let them refinance on your thing. It's just that's all like just like other black people do. They're like I signed my bills in my baby's name, and then their credit get effed up. Nah, nah.
Yeah, I don't even have a credit card yet.
Well, I'm just telling you that. That's all I'm saying. So let me get this. Let me see if I will see if I could do it here. I'll try. I'm trying to.
While you do that, pardon me, I need to get some water for my head.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I got something. I got something that I mean, if you once you hear it, you could be like, really? That's too funny. But I want Al Addison to hear it. Give me 1 second, though. Let me make sure I have. I'll make sure I have it. Okay, there you go. I got the. Hopefully that works. All right, you see this? It should pop up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let me. I'll play a little second. But let me see if you can hear it, Karoshi.
Oh, let me.
Because this is just too funny.
Yeah.
Modern colonialism. The heavy influx of Americans.
Do you hear that?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully Anderson come back. We're gonna do it because this is some BS right here. You can't make this S up. You really can't.
Yeah. No. No, you can't. Not even the greatest fiction writers could make this up.
Sure. What I was saying is you could put 10,000 a million monkeys in a room. They couldn't come with they're gonna make a script, but they can't come with a thing as crazy as this. So it's something I just want to play for Anderson. Let me hear it when he come back. But yes, before we get into that, no, stick there. Do not do that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'll go. Oh, no, you can go ahead. Oh, yeah. You can wait.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, for the people as well too, that we have. I gave my reason. I gave my answer to solve the college loan debt problem. So if you guys want to see the answer to that, go back to last night's show, Project Open Mic on YouTube. For you go to edit, you can skip all the way to the end. Part 1 or part 2, I gave the same answer for both of those, so people can understand how to fix the system. Because again, they're not going to fix the system because they don't want to lose that vote block. They do not want to lose that vote block, and they don't want to lose potential people. Half of them are stupid because they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for these people because they're gonna help this." I'm like, but they ain't did nothing in the last 20 years. But you still voted on it.
Well, they did do something. They made things worse.
That part is true. That part is true. I'm not gonna deny that. All right, Anderson, you're back. You ready?
Yeah, good thing I found some ice pops in the freezer.
Okay. Well, here's this nonsense. This is from Mexican city locals are fed up with Americans moving to their city.
Chúpalo. Spanish for
This is what
suck
some
it.
Mexicans are calling modern colonialism. The heavy influx of Americans moving to Mexico City to take advantage of lower living costs.
This is modern colonialism. Do you really know what that is? I swear a lot of people don't know what that is.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not know what that is. They just say stuff.
Yeah, it's just a nice word to say.
Well, they learn it from their professors who don't know anything, and then they get to
That's
repeat
true.
it because that thinks it makes them sound smart.
That is
Or they
true.
read Wikipedia articles that that are
You mean
that
Wikipedia.
Basically, heavy influx of of Americans moving to Mexico City is taking advantage of low cost living. Well, yeah, that's human nature. If you have money, you want to go to a place that's low cost living, so you can save money.
Yeah, exactly.
That or be out in the street. Which would you prefer?
Well, let's keep on listening.
Other locals are calling it gentrification, a plague, or even an invasion.
Wait, an invasion? Okay, what the heck is the people? What is the heck is the millions of people coming over the border right now that are illegal?
Yeah.
What do you call that?
Yeah, it seems like a pretty big invasion.
I think they
Yes,
call it a dream wave.
but here's the problem. There's this weird too. The Americans that's going down there, they're not illegal. They're doing it
Yeah.
legally.
Yeah.
Behind you!
Oh my god!
You're thinking of moving to Mexico City? Wow. One simple recommendation. .com. Gentrification is the name of the game.
Critics
Why do we always get the most feministic boys or men to talk like this?
I blame the soy.
I blame the women, the soy, a lot of stuff. Gentrification is the name of the game. Dude, do you really know what gentrification is? Again,
Just people saying words that they don't know what they mean.
they don't know what it means. Yeah, they're not tearing down your buildings and doing up. These are people who have money to come down there and spend the money legally.
Yeah, they're not terraforming your city and making it look like
Exactly.
New York City or LA. They're just taking advantage of the facilities that are already there.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, Kenoshi, a lot of those places down in Mexico already look like LA. In fact, the whole country looks like LA.
The Mexicanos have been doing this for several
Years.
decades now.
Exactly.
And I can say that because I've actually been there twice.
Exactly. Critics say that the flood of Americans has caused an increase in basic necessities for locals. Okay. I will tell you this right now. You know who's not arguing against you guys, which is the same thing as 40? Your government ain't. Because
They're gonna take
because
advantage of this.
because they get more. If the rich people moved out there, they get more taxpayers' money. Y'all
Yep, more taxpayers. Let the Americans come.
yeah, more money. They get more money in their pockets.
We'll be happy to take your money.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. The government don't care what you guys are saying. The Americanos, the gringos will come with money. That's all it is. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Because if they ain't taking the money, what else is going to Mexico? The drug cartels. So,
Yep.
which one you want to choose?
say the flood of Americans
Well, they
has
take in
caused
both.
True.
an increase in the cost of basic necessities for locals. Rent has more than doubled for some. This is not to mention that Mexico City residents already spend an average of 60% of their income on housing.
The same people moving are the same ones who complain when immigrants come to America.
Not what most people spend. And isn't that what the average person spends on housing who owns a house or who
Basically,
lives in a house? About
well, basically,
50,
in a way,
60%.
yeah. And of course, black lady, why are you doing this? You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. These are the same people who move it and the same people who go complain about immigrants coming to America. No. They don't care about immigrants coming to America. They care about illegal immigrants coming to America. Two different things. Two different things.
Yeah.
And you're not smart with your bad weave. Sorry, I can't help it. I just gotta take a shot. That's me. I apologize. You're not Mexican, right? So what do you care? But again, because of the colleges get you guys so riled up to think, oh, gender this and gentrification that and colonization and all that stuff. Shut. Not all. The funny part of this, people really don't know. Not all colonization was bad. But they don't. Again, like Addison said, they don't do their history, so they don't know about that stuff.
Yeah, the relationships between the Europeans and the Native Americans and all that was a very complicated history.
But it's not even that. Like, remember, Hong Kong was colonized too, and they became a mecca for a lot of things in the world.
Yeah.
Until recently, sadly.
Sadly, true. Yeah. Now they gain imperialized because China's basically doing imperial right now. Where you guys? Hey, lady, where you at? What are you talking about that? I bet you not.
And of course, natives are upset, as they should be.
Many Americans moving to Mexico City are working remotely and still getting paid in US dollars.
Yep.
Some locals have benefited from increasing tourism.
See, so that's what I said. It's all about the money. They're like, gringo bringing money. That's all I care.
But for many, that doesn't balance out rising costs and inflation. Mexicans are also fed up with Americans ignoring cultural and social norms.
Wow. It feels like when illegals come over here and don't speak English, the same thing happens. Isn't it?
Yeah. It's like God's giving them a taste of their own medicine.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was
And
long
some come from
overdue.
the-
It is.
In certain places, English is more common than Spanish. Local businesses are being
Oh, again, am I shocked? Go to California. Spanish is more common than English.
If you can call that Spanish with all the stupid slang they put in there.
Well, you know more than me, sir. You are the one
Oh,
who know that.
so it's Hick Spanish.
I'm not sure what you call
Ghetto
it.
Spanish.
I just
Chicano
know it's
Spanish.
stupid. Stupid
Yeah.
Spanish, let's leave it at that.
Stupid Spanish. And this is
And the
like,
guy he speaks Spanish and he doesn't understand these people.
that's what I'm gonna say. This is a Mexican American saying this right now. So okay, so y'all can leave your hate stuff for somebody else.
forced to shut down and replaced by cafes and Pilates studios.
People who live in Mexico City and people who work in Mexico City, including myself, we want to get a place, but it's really difficult because the prices are so high, and even with a good salary, it's very difficult. You're still bragging about how cheap it is and how it's not even like a quarter of your rent in LA, and it's messed up, right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not messed up. And again, when the illegals come over, what they do is bring down the price of stuff. That's why, people hire illegals because it's cheap to work. So it brings down the cost of pay for carpenters and plumbers and all that stuff. And again, I'm not knocking that these guys can't do the job very good in most cases, but there's a lot of times where they do stuff and you're like, wait, okay, I couldn't. They do stuff bad. They're like, oh, I can't sue them because they're illegals. Well, you can't get your money back if they destroy something. There was a guy, me and my fiance was watching a show, and this guy had a bunch of illegals to this guy's house, and he spent $80,000, and they messed up this guy's house. They messed up this man's house. I was like, damn, that's so suck. That
Did
is.
they do a poor job, or did they just tear up the place?
The Terra Plus did a poor job. He gave them $80,000. Now I am happy he was smart enough to say he caught them and said, "No, I'm stop, get out of my house or whatever." Thank goodness. And he found, funny enough, he found a white person to fix his house and make his house be where it's supposed to be.
How much did he have to pay for that guy?
Technically a woman. It was $160,000.
So twice what he paid for the
They had
illegal help.
they had to fix what it messed up.
Funny
So
how that works out, ain't it?
yep.
He had $80,000. Only ended up, paying $240,000 at the end of the
Basically.
day.
Basically.
Oof.
Yeah.
Don't go cheap. Don't go cheap, everybody. If you go cheap, you pay twice.
It's the old saying, man. Sometimes the cheap man pays the most.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people. Not every illegal immigrant hanging out at a Home Depot actually knows
What the
how
hell
to
they
do the
doing?
thing.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Exactly on that. So
They don't. Education's not so good down in Mexico. Neither is it in the States.
yep. So I will give you guys a preview for next week's show for Project Open Mind, because I just got enough video, I got enough evidence to pull this out, because it's just so stupid. But I gotta share this with you guys. So of course, back to California. Sorry, but I just got what that old saying is, best to kick it when they're down, because that's easy way the best way to kick them, because you ain't got to do much effort.
Well, hell, a lot of people in California are on their high horses that they don't deserve. It's best to knock them down.
Yep. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
Trip. Shout out to you. But you're correct. Yeah. So here's this thing. Here's something I gotta share with you guys. Okay. And this man wants to become president in the future. I'm gonna tell you right now. No. Vote no for Gavin Newsom. He's doing a horrible job in California. Crime has gone up. Taxes has gone up. Gas has gone up. It's horrible out there. So,
And in the meantime, water is non-existent, electricity is non-existent,
yep, rolling
hope
blackouts.
is non-existent.
So let's
I go back.
go ahead.
I go back and forth on the incompetence, or if they're doing this on purpose. But the things I've
Both.
seen have come out. You think it's both?
Both.
Part of me just thinks.
I can't say it's incompetence, but some of these guys, I mean, they know what they're doing because they could get money. That's what it's again. It's all about the cash.
And people,
For some reason, I don't get. Young people think, oh, the big oil companies are taking money and blah 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 blah. You don't think the big electric companies and car companies do the exact same thing for the electric cars? And y'all hate corporations. They're the same people do the exact same thing. It's just a different thing. Sometimes they're both people on both sides. BP's talking about, oh, we're gonna do stuff for hydropower to get electricity while they're still pumping gas. So hell.
these people got their fingers in a lot of pies, and they're making sure you don't get even a crumb of those pies. And Kenosha, going back to the whole incompetence thing, you forget that people keep voting for these people.
Yep.
So they know that the game they're playing.
Yeah.
They're just so political that they can't let the other my team good, other team bad. That's it. That's the technology they have. Because again, remember, some of these people who vote for them is what we always said once again. What started called up useful idiots.
Yeah.
The same people who are clapping when Obama said this is the best. Said that this is the best market and stuff that we have. I'm like, y'all are just stupid. Y'all really just clapping because that man said that. Even if Trump had said that, I'd be like, get the F out of here. Hell, and I call out Trump on certain stuff as well too, because again, I said back in the past, I've said when Trump was like, I will stop the disease, and Biden said we're gonna stop the pandemic. I was like, no, y'all ain't. Both of y'all are wrong. This is gonna be with us forever. And again, I stated that at the beginning of the pandemic back in 2020, March itself. I said that. You can go back into my shows and see that I said that. Because I know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So when Biden said about, oh, nobody saw this coming. Really?
Now they started shuffling when it comes to the vaccine.
Oh yeah.
Start shuffling.
They want to
They're
get you.
like,
They want to get you
oh,
on all kind of. They want to get you all kind of vaccine. You get the vaccine for this. Get a vaccine of monkeypox. I got a question. I'm not gonna worry about taking a vaccine for monkeypox. Oh, you never. 99% of transmission is sexual, and by gay guys, homosexuals. I'm not that, so I don't have to worry about that. So, and again, this is not a slight to homosexuals. Protect yourself. Put on a damn condom. Stop spreading the damn diseases. Jeez.
yeah.
But here's the part I was talking about. That's the crazy. So last week, Wednesday, Gavin Newsom signed that stupid bill. Oh, we're gonna have 100% electric cars. We'll get rid of gas cars. And 2 days later, what did the fool say? Oh, because electricity is so overpowered and we don't have that on the grid, don't charge electric cars.
Yeah. Oh, what about those magical electric cars that are supposed to save us all? And, it's like, oh, you can't charge them when the grid's down. Can't charge it because the grid requires, fossil fuels and.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Kadoshi.
Yeah.
You can't charge them when the grid's down. That we know that. But they don't want you to charge it when the grid's up.
No, they don't want you to charge them when the grid's up because it's too much power.
Because
So
California
this stuff
stupidly.
isn't.
Go ahead.
This stuff isn't magic, guys. It's not magic.
No, the problem is again, California, just like Sri Lanka, went full steam ahead without they should have eased off of it. They did not. They just like took the band-aid off. Whoop! All right, we're fully green now. Oh crap, this thing is posturing. Oh crap, it's gangrene. What the hell I did? Basically.
Now that civilization is completely collapsed.
Yeah, and here's the funny part about that. If you watch that video, which I'll show in Project Overbite this Thursday coming up, he's telling people to put their thermostat to 78 degrees. Okay. For me, that doesn't bother me because I'm from a warm climate. It doesn't bother me too much. But here's this. Here's the thing. That when you look at that video, what was Gavin Newsom wearing? Oh, wait. He was wearing a fleece jacket. Long sleeve fleece jacket. So where he is, it ain't 78 degrees in that building.
Yeah.
Rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah, rules for the peasants. The filthy, filthy peasants.
Yep. He's wearing a fully fleece jacket. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't.
Yeah, and people and yet people still eat it up. And yet people still probably vote for him.
Well, yeah, remember they had a recall, and they were like, "Oh, Gavin Newsom is, for racist, whatever." But it was a black man went against him, and they called a black man racist and white supremacist. California is freaking nut job place. Seriously.
Yeah.
Again, they got good people there. I'm not knocking that for good people, but I'm telling you, some of them are crazy as hell. But here's the part that's funny as well, Kenoshi. Here's the part that's funny. You know you're a bad governor when this happens. So, when people did not know it, Gavin Newsom, who has his wife, who takes money from the electric companies for her movies, I do mean movies, but quotation marks, because they're not. The documentaries are crap. And again, that's the kind of the money that you should be taking. That's the kind of money that you should be taking to cut trees and stop the fires and all that stuff like that. But I digress. And she's a nut job too. But you tell me this though. Yeah. Tell me this, Kadoshi. Gavin Newsom's such a bad governor that his in-laws, and remember, Gavin Newsom always say Florida's a bad state. They're doing horrible things. They did a clip about Florida or whatever. Florida's a bad, that thing. His in-laws left California, went to Florida, and registered Republicans.
His parents?
His in-laws, not his
His
parents.
in-laws?
His
Oh,
in-laws
his
did that.
in-laws. Wow. That bad, huh? Wow.
His
There is
Look
in-laws
at this
did
guy.
that.
Oof.
How bad
Oh,
are
this-
you?
yeah, and they want to push this guy for president. It's just,
Your wife's parents, who she's back as crazy as well too, with the whole greed and all that other stuff. Their parents were Democrats, left California, went to Florida, which is the opposite to California, because Gary was always saying Florida's a bad place, and is registered as Republicans in Florida.
yeah, that's crazy.
That's how bad it is. Your aunt left. Your aunt, though, she's just bad as crazy. His aunt, of course, lives in Florida.
Yeah,
The only part about it is his aunt is Nancy Pelosi, and we already know she's a batshit crazy woman. Funny again, Nancy Pelosi. Oh, we gotta be with people. We gotta be we play the Green New Deal. We gotta the water will rise and the ocean fronts. We gotta stop this. But you bought a $25 million house in Florida. DeSantis is a horrible governor, but you move into Florida. How would
Yeah.
that make sense? How would that make sense? You move to a state where the president you hate and a governor that you hate. Why?
yeah. Yeah.
When I found out about when I found out about the in-laws, though, I was like, "What? Oh snap! That's messed up. That is messed up."
Yeah.
Ah, you're so bad running your. It's like literally, it's like people. You running your house so bad, and they just like, nah, we gotta get out of here. We gotta go. Can't stay here no more. Not only are we leaving the state, we're going to the state that you don't like, and also we're gonna change. We're gonna change parties.
Wow.
You know you're full of crap when that happens, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Well, I
different.
doubt they even care.
Huh?
I doubt they even care, though.
I don't think he. Well, whatever. But I'm just saying that is crazy that that happened though. Don't you think that's kind of weird, Addison?
Given all the stuff I look into, not necessarily. It's more weirder that it's not being talked about more. That's about it.
Well, yeah, it is not talked about more. That's the part that's true. But it is weird that you made a person change from Democrat to Republican in another state. So hey, and I found that out today. I was like, wow, that's crazy. That is super crazy.
I'm more pissed that they didn't take me with them.
Again, I told you already, you might just gotta just wing it, man, and just go to a state and just wing it.
Yeah. I mean, aside from all my fun crap and my dog, I got nothing. That also means no debt. And if I can prevent my parents from having their way, using my stuff for free finance, then I can hopefully get a fresh slate. Even though I gotta pray that I finally get something in my life by
Well,
age 50.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You say you gotta stop your parents. One, if you're gonna refinance it, they gotta check your scores and stuff like that too. And you gotta sign this stuff. So you don't have to sign nothing.
Exactly.
Because I'm gonna tell you now, you sign something, like I said, you're gonna be in perpetual cost of that. Because if that's the case, and that's the case of that, then you own the house if they refinance it. So you should get
Oh, that piece of shit.
You say you don't want it, right? Okay, then yeah, sell it. you make a lot of money.
How? That depends if it doesn't burn down or an earthquake doesn't happen. California is such a precarious spot, and that's without natural disasters.
Oh,
Something like that happens, forget about it.
I
Mad
got
Max.
I got you, but I'm just saying that because the video I did the 2 weeks ago when I did project work with a girl moved from California, and I look at the houses. I was like, wait a minute, just for those houses, just for one bedroom apartment in LA, $1,800, $1,800. That's my mortgage, and I got a 5 bedroom house.
Hey, you're not paying. You're not paying really for the space. You're paying for the bragging rights that you live in LA. One of the
Kiss my butt on that part.
what do you call it? Mecca of culture and
Not really.
bullshit.
I'll give you that last
Uh,
part what you just said right there, the BS. Yes. But the funny part about that too, which is crazy, is not even that. Here's the funny part. When I watched that video, I watched somebody else's video about California. They left California. He was paid $24,000 in property taxes. $24,000 in property taxes?
What? What the fuck?
That's a car a year. That might be 2 cars a year. Hell no, I'm not doing that. $24,000, and I'm bitching for $2,500. I'm paid here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
$24,000 just for property tax. Good Lord. That's crazy. Oh, so
Yeah, the concept of property tax in and of itself is insane. Too bad we
No,
know
no,
nothing about it.
it's not insane. It makes sense, but again, I just wish I just wish that we could, because again, you gotta pay the police force. I understand that. You gotta pay the fire department. I got that. Schools okay to a degree, but I understand. I understand the setup of the property taxes, but the problem is though, I don't like when they bullcrap people. Like again, you know when I moved to where I move right now, and they jacked up the prices after the people voted to to bring down property tax, and this radical judge say, "Oh, well, that's not constitutional." Get the man. And we voted for it not once but twice. And when they got and the thing about it, the politicians, mostly Democrats, who saw that, the bastards like, oh, the people are getting smart. Let us go. Let us drop the property tax from 5% to 11%, 10%. I was like, you guys are just full of crap. Triple M was like, not even a neighboring state, but far to the other side of the country. Yes, that's how bad it is, man.
And then getting as far away from you as possible.
As possible. We're turning opposite, whatever. If I wear blue, I wear red. If I slick my hair back, I left it scruffy. I drive a Mercedes in LA. I drive a Lexus now because I just can't. Everything that you are, I don't want to worry. I don't want to be. That is an indictment of your character, my friend. They're like, man, we're good enough to give. I'm good enough to give away my daughter to you. Daughter, you choose a crazy ass man. Anything
Isn't that whole family?
Huh?
Isn't that whole family like isn't a lot of their marriages decided or whatever?
Well, here's the whole thing. Here's the thing. Here's the funny part. I think I know you know this. Maybe you do know this. Remember, Gavin has a way to make people go opposite because remember his ex-wife. You know who she's married to, right?
Who is he married? She married to?
Donald Trump Jr.
Oh. Yeah.
His ex-wife left, and also she became a Republican too.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
That's how a crazy nut job Gavin Newsom is.
That's crazy.
So your wife, you got divorced from your wife, and she went to marry the man that you don't like.
Yep.
I know it's a
Then you
general
got
rule of common sense, never stick your thing in crazy. It seems like the opposite with this guy. You let that crazy in you, you'll change. Like pH balance in a pool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of goes both ways.
Oh yeah, it goes both ways. You're
Yeah,
correct.
there's there's a I finally finished that book called I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and she 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 found the pecker of power. You know that joke.
Yes.
Well, it turns out it turns out that in the end he turned out to be a schizophrenic pothead. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess it goes both ways.
Oh, it goes both ways.
Like, okay, so you're saying that she thought you found the right guy and you don't have to be a
Hey,
deadbeat or what?
she talks about how she found this guy when she was doing the show for Netflix that eventually got canceled. Like they were on the same show. She fell head over heels for this guy, and they were in quote unquote love. Like after, because she'd been in several just unpleasant relationships before that, and she thought she finally found the one.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that he had this manic episode uh later on in their relationship, completely went crazy, absolutely just became schizophrenic, and then ended up because of that, because of the medication that he was on, he ended up becoming a huge pothead and just lost it, was
Dang.
gone, was completely hollowed out shell of what he was before, or what she saw before.
Jeez.
So it's just like, god dang.
Yeah, medication and onset relationships, dangerous combo. I
I mean,
know a guy.
there's
Go
gotta
ahead.
be a better way, because there's gotta be a better way besides taking a bunch of lithium and then taking a bunch of pot. And she said she tried to help him with all these different cocktails of drugs, but two and two just, for most people, when it comes to psychiatric medication, just doesn't click until practically it's too late. It's like,
Well, for some people, it kind of clicks in a way you don't expect it to. Some people. One guy, we got his name. Essentially, people thought that he was on meth or something with the way he was acting, but then it turned out he was actually on Ritalin. I know what you're saying. Isn't that supposed to make you like a drooling vegetable and not, act in a manic manner? Well, for other people, yes, but for this guy, it did the opposite. All I know is that his friends were in a band and they wrote a song about the experience called Vitamin R.
Jeez.
I was talking to a friend of mine a couple days ago, or yesterday, and she was talking about how I think it's like a family member of hers or somebody who smoked pot to keep the voices at bay, because he's schizophrenic, and for some reason the
Yep.
pot helped quiet down the voices.
I had a bipolar, schizophrenic, crazy ass teacher for years, and he was afraid of pot because it made him even more paranoid. And he was one of those, the government is always after him, JFK and all that, global warming. Thing is, by these days, now you got people wise that there is actually shit going on, be calling them crazy because they're not on the right side. That, and
And
he really hates the white people of all kinds, even though he's German, and had a very strong predilection slash fetish for anything that wasn't white in terms of woman. All I'm saying is don't send your kids to school, people.
I hear you. Okay.
But yeah, there is better ways, Kenoshi. Promise that there are ways that don't make certain people money.
Yeah.
Like, hell yes, moving out of a city into someplace nice with the nature. Maybe not working yourself to death in a job you don't that you hate. Of course, they sold
Yeah.
that to women as a form of freedom, liberalization, feminism, and now they're angry, depressed, and even more on drugs than they were back during the 50s, 60s, both illegal and legal. And then obviously we can't say that that did them any good.
I mean, reading that book, it's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. It's like
Really?
yeah, it gets pretty crazy. Like at first, because there's a downward descent pertaining to how the voice in which he writes. There's a downward descent to it. Like at first, it kind of is like somewhat positive about her mother, somewhat sarcastic, and then as she becomes older, you can see like her language becomes much harsher, and
Yeah,
her
I
the
got
the
you.
way she yeah it becomes much there's a bit more vitriol in her language as she gets older and as especially after her mother dies and the in and out of therapy that she has to go through because her mother essentially stole her childhood, like completely just stole her childhood.
A lot of parents do that.
Hmm.
In my case, I've been pretty much consistent. The only thing that changed was I got older, maybe more angry, but that's about it. It's never been good. That's why I hate all these illegals. You gotta get the mindset that, who cares? All schools are the same. We're gonna get these minimum wage jobs, live in the worst parts of the cities, get the kids. We're gonna have a bunch, and they're just gonna grow up, go to college, make that money. We don't have to do anything. Schools provide everything, the nutrition, the care, all yada yada yada. Well, obviously that's a big fat fucking lie.
Got you.
Now, my restraint goes as
Yeah.
far as I don't want to outright murder them because that'd be too much hassle. I'm good with you as never seeing them again. Even though they want me to be the benefactor for their other 3 kids, plus I don't want to take care of them in their old age either. But I do want to take my payback on the whole teaching profession as a whole, especially now with what they're doing to kids, both mentally and physically.
Yep.
Here's a I don't know if you want me to spoil this part in case you guys actually do want to read the book. I don't know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh well,
All I know from Yana McCurdy is what happened between her and Mr. Toe Jangles.
well. The thing is, that's not even the worst. Like, she was describing him in the book, and it just sounded like, oh, that just seems like how directors are. But at the same time, she had her mom too, because her mom was just as crazy as he was, and obviously the abuse was her mom really pushing her to do this when she didn't want to really do it. But well, I mean, after her mother dies, right? A few years later, her dad comes up and tells her, yeah, you're not my biological child, and neither are your brothers." I remember, I remember just like when I read that, it was like, man, that even hurt me. I was like, after all those years with the man you called your dad, it turns out he's not even your biological father. I was like, God dang.
And for reference people who don't know who Yana McCurdy is, he's not black.
You're wrong, Anderson. You're wrong.
That's
Jeez
messed
Louise.
up, man.
Only
That's very wrong for that.
only Anderson would say that. Jeez.
Oh man, but yeah, it was like, man, wow. So apparently her mother was in a previous relationship or something. Bitter custody battle. It's like everything everything you hear about in the manosphere, the red pill community, you see in this book, like the she had apparently a terrible custody battle. Lied about the father being abusive because she ended up meeting her biological dad. Completely robbed him of his children. Completely
Of
robbed
course.
her of her childhood. It's
Uh-huh.
like, God dang,
Children,
no
more than
mercy.
one out there.
Yeah.
Now at the end, and then at the end of the book, she goes in on her mother because she's like a scene of her at her mother's their mother's gravestone, and she's just like very conflicted. Like, yeah, I despise what you've done to me and what you robbed me of, but there are still
Still my
things that I
mother.
really, you're still, there are still things I really do like about you. So I was like, man,
Well, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on like that in average life right now. Is that's
yeah,
messed up. That she said she would just put it to pen and paper. But
yeah,
there are
yeah.
people out there who do that and worse.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean,
The
I
sad
grew
part
up.
is, the sad part is though, that's become like the norm,
It's
not
not
really the
norm
exception.
yet, but I know it's not norm yet. But I'm talking about ruin people's lives. That's the norm. You're correct. But like to do horrible things, that's starting to get up there because again, it was a story with this black man. He married this woman, and she, he had a child with this woman, and he took responsibility. He said, "All right, I'll take care of the child." So he, take you know, moved from where he did, got married, had three more kids with her. So there's four kids they have, and everything was all right. He's making money, making good. Because he was one of them high end nurse and whatever. But she wanted eight kids. He's like, no, I ain't doing that. I am not doing eight kids. I'm happy with the four. Let's work on these and be whatever. But she had a mental disorder because that's what she always wanted. So of course they went through custody battles, whatever. He divorced her, custody battles, and all that stuff. Again, the bad part about it is it's for the kids. Just like Kaloshi was talking about, the lady who wrote the book is the kids. So sad story is, of course, the kids. So the divorce, he won custody of the kids. One of the rare moments that happened. So she broke into his house, and of course, he moved on and had a new girlfriend and everything now. And of course,
Did somebody die?
yes, she broke into the house, take gas, put it on him on him and his girlfriend, and set the bed on fire.
Why does that sound familiar?
Of course, she got trapped in there because she was just nut job crazy. He went back and forth. He got the kids out. But like so they went back in there the last time he got hurt a little bit. He had like 90% burns on his body. He went to the hospital. They pulled him out. The ex-wife died in the building because she didn't get out. And then a week later, that he succumbed to his
Injuries.
injuries. So now you got four kids without their parents because of a crazy chick. Because their
Oh
mom
yeah,
crazy mother.
and CG Coach Greg Adams, he did a cast where a woman, I think she was about to lose or lost custody of her kids, and killed her kids, killed them,
Yeah.
murked them.
Yep.
It's like, what? Wow.
Yeah.
Human beings are such petty creatures. Holy crap.
But people don't understand how crazy that is because of that. There was a woman in New York. She was gonna how the baby daddy lost, gained custody of the children, like you just said, gained custody of the children. She jumped out of the building with her daughter.
Yep.
Craziness.
Yep.
Because
And
I guarantee that people are like, oh, you're gonna worry about nothing. You're gonna worry because 90% of the people, well, it's gone down. It's gone down 85%, which is going in the right direction. 85% of fathers lose their child anyway, in custody court, whatever. Nope. So
Yeah,
that's what it is. It was up. It was like up in the 98 percentile, but it's coming down in America, which is good. It's taking a long time, but it's going the right way. Just finding people with the right, okay, the right thing. I say 50-50 off the get go. And if anybody do anything stupid, then I could get that. But no, to separate the kids from the father, which again, that's the problem we're having lately, that's a bad idea.
yeah.
So, but hey, it is what it is. We'll move on from that. I want to thank you guys out there for joining us again. Yep, we as usual, side chat. We range from all topics. Started with something, then we range through everything else. That's just how we do things. But before we go, Kanoshi, you got anything to say before we go?
Yeah, start packing, everybody. They're coming out. They're coming out. Start packing.
What?
It's just like, yeah, it's just, because of all the crime, okay.
I got you
yeah.
saying now. I got
Yeah.
saying now. Okay.
I did want to ask about Europe. Not just the passing of the Queen, rest in peace, but also how apparently gas over there has gotten so scarce. They're trying to impose this thing where if you try to heat up your house to a certain degree, they're pretty much going to put you in jail for that for 3 years.
And the funny thing about it, there's a video out there, which I have that video. I know where to look for that video. President Trump told Germany, y'all stupid to let Russia to give you your gas. They're gonna cut off your energy and everything will go crazy. And the delegates in the UN for Germany were laughing at Trump. Ha 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 ha. Okay, 2 years later.
Where's your plate of crow and your humble pie for dessert? Like, time to eat it. Time to eat it up.
It's even worse than that because the Green Party, you know what the Green Party's asking? For more coal plants.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. Purpose, doesn't it? Or everybody should chop more wood, keep warm during this coming winter over there. What about the trees? Lower the payoff.
Maybe instead of scaring people and rushing people into, pouring all this time and energy into green, so-called renewable resources that aren't very renewable, that aren't very resourceful, and haven't been
reliable.
Haven't been tested to the fullest extent. Maybe you should have just thought about this. I don't know, 50 years ago. Created a plan to have a cleaner energy.
Well, again, nuclear power is one of them. But I get right now, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine with them fighting around that big ass nuclear plant right now? If that thing goes up, that's gonna scare the crap out of people. And again, it's not because just like the Fukushima plant, whatever. It's not that the nuclear plants fail. It's because people did something outside and effed it up. Yeah, natural disaster for Fukushima, that's a different story. But none of it leaked out to do downward damage. And Chernobyl was a mistake that Russia did, and they try to cover it up. It was
problem is though is that over the years, like 50 or so, nuclear power here has been demonized hell and back. So if people even do try to implement it, people are gonna try to shut it down. I blame, I don't know, what's Gen X or Millennials? Which one is the Simpsons, South Park generation?
God bleeds in the Millennials and Gen X.
Well, Simpsons is Gen X. It's Gen X, the original Simpsons. I remember all Simpsons has been out for 20 years. South Park is more like millennials.
I'll be honest, YouTube irritates the piss out of me. It's because yes, adults who could be doing something in their 30s to 50s, just sitting around talking about things that don't matter, but since they grew up during that time, watch the right comedians, watch the right shows, they like to have this sense of superiority even though they did nothing.
Yep.
Now that we got all these problems on hand, they're still not doing anything. They're also chastising people like me for not achieving anything, even though we tried to. We're inheriting their mess. Unfortunately, since they didn't bother teaching the right things or passing down the right things, because that was demonized with the previous generation, the boomers or what have you, you got a lot of people who feel morally superior doing nothing, or they are doing something, they're doing something stupid and destructive. Meanwhile, the whole world's going to hell, and those who didn't ask for this got to deal with it. And we're the bad guys.
Well, you just said a mouthful right there, my friend, so I'll leave it at that. Hey guys, thank y'all for joining us again tonight. Catch us next week for the next episode of the Side Chat. Remember, people are stupid individuals, smart be that smart individual. And again, don't forget to catch us as well too on Project with Mike. We can talk about the same thing that Anderson just talked about, the green energy and everything as well too. All right, peace out. Y'all have a good night.
Nice.